Hello, welcome to today. I'm glad you're here because I want to show you the new charm I found. It's a rose, and it was gifted to me. They were like, just keep it. Woohoo! Right? Yay! Okay, free stuff. Let's tune in. Yes. Yes. I hope you are well and good. And sprinkling the love sauce everywhere you go. What do we got? We got friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. Beautiful. You are feeling the vibes more efficiently than you ever have before. Okay. You ever seen a crackle quartz? Crackle quartz. Okay, and it's very rainbowy. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But I somehow identify with it, right? Being a little bit cracked on the inside, but it also creating beautiful, unique rainbow moments of gorgeousness, right? Okay. This message brought to you by Crackle Quartz. Okay. Let's see what accoutrement comes out with us for us. Oh, what's that? Solace. A number one. And it's beautiful because we've got a fairy able to see. When you're in solace, the veil is thin. You reach a level of peace that elevates frequency to allow magic, to allow the magic to be. So that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Damn it. Okay. Friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. Okay, and I feel like solace, peace is your indicator. A number one. Maybe you can feel agitation, chaotic energy within. It's an indicator, right? We're looking for peace. Peaceful hearts, peaceful minds, peaceful situations. It doesn't mean it's not passionate and powerful and exciting and all the things, but there's a definite lack of crazy making chaos, right? Like the dissonance. Okay. We've got enlightenment and connected. Beautiful. This is the byproduct of your enlightenment and connectedness with the unseen realms, with spirit, with your higher self, with the angelic, with the dimensions beyond the veil. When you are, oh, I just noticed she's not just sitting by the water looking in and being at peace. There's a mermaid in the pond. Okay, some more beautiful, magical, multi dimensions. And look at the light that is around the figure, right? I don't know if you can see it properly. Let's do this. Okay, see? Yes, the figures got the sun. And look at this web. That's the frequency. That's the energetic connection. The fascia beyond the veil. Okay, and so this connecting when you are peacefully reflecting, that is your connection. And you recognizing that is part of your enlightenment, okay? Yes. And it's almost like when you're connecting with others, you are recognizing their capacity to sit in stillness and connectedness with alternative realms, right? Oh, your people are my people. Yay! Right? We can hang out and everybody bring a friend. Okay. Ooh, that one rang true and strong and gorgeous, just like you. Right? Right. Let's do it. Let's pour in. Yeah, the fairies want to be a part of the reading. I have this fairy charm that was just way too big to stick in the charms. But she just went, hi. Yes. Okay, we got Rado. Gorgeous. Okay. Your flow state, you're going with the flow, you're being connected to the currents of the substrate in which you flow within. And this is part of your transformation, transition, rebirth. What else is it? The occult, rebirth, transformation. What are your words? Rado, journey, natural rhythms, action, movement, and right path. Rado oversees the journey. There is a calm, confident, ordered energy to this rune. Okay, there we go. There's your solace. It references forward motion and the ability to achieve your goals by being in the right place at the right time. Take ownership and control of your story. You are the leader of your life, and developing a true and reliable inner compass is your greatest asset. This is your inner compass. Your connection, right, to your intuition, to your higher self. It is through your intuition that your higher self speaks and guides to you. So this requires still and calmness to receive the subtleties, right? Okay. And magic. liberation, rebirth, spiritual awakening, and protection. Okay, so all of those gorgeous things that are happening. What's this? Three of Swords. When did you flip? What's happening? Things are happening. Let the things fall where they may. Remember that there are echoes, right? A few readings ago, we were talking about like the old and the new kind of swirling in front of you, and it's your focus and attention and what you choose in every moment that determines whether you move closer to new or you stay in a cycle, right? And this requires seeing the option that you usually choose, seeing a new option, and choosing different than you normally chose, right? You always chose this. This time you're choosing this, but this will come back around. Are you sure? And it requires you to be consistent, right? This is momentum building. And eventually the echo is fainter and fewer. And, you know, it's also an opportunity to release when you're firmly rooted in the new choice. When the old choice resurfaces one last time, are you sure? You know, it's an opportunity to be like, yes, I'm sure. I love you. Thank you. You served me until now, but now I'm making different choices. Goodbye. Right? Okay. Because we can get caught in there. We can choose something new. We can choose something old. We can choose something new. We can choose something old. And we kind of can stay in the middle. It's your focus, attention, and momentum in each moment. And this is part of the going with the flow and listening to your intuition, because your intuition will be like, take something new, but it's subtle, right? And if your ego, if your desires, if your attention and focus keeps firm on the old choice, then well, I think the same happens the other way. The new will get quieter and quieter, the new option, until it finally fades away. Are you sure? No, I prefer this way over that way. Okay. But thank you, bye, right? This is our free will and how we use it to move through this world. Okay. What do we got here? Temperance. Okay, Earth Angel, process, balance, the tempering of the sword, the awareness of the time to heat, the time to cool, the time to pound, the time to rest, all forging. This is also process. You can't rush the process, right? But it looks like you're done to some degree. Okay, you've reached the top of the mountain and you have a perspective that is affording you wisdom through experience. Whoa. We got a 4 turning into a 2. A 4 of Cups turning into a 2 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is finding stability in self-reflection, to look at the calmness, right? To gaze into the pools of you, to really see beyond the surface, right? You're seeing your reflection, but you're also seeing inside the vessel. And by doing this, you can clear the water, you can recognize what is serving you, what is not serving you, right? The self-reflection is really important. But the 4 being a balance, a stability, a sturdiness. So something about that, this consideration. This could be also about your focus, okay? Trying to hold too many things. We've got 4 cups, but you've only got 2 hands, right? And I mean, yes, there are those who are skilled with multiple things that they can carry all at once and deliver. But that, we're not talking about that. And then the 2 of cups, it's like, you see what I'm getting? It's like look at your options. You got 4 options here. You could pick 2 of them. Which one are going to best serve, right? And then you pour all your energy into those things to find your balance and your stability. Because the temperance, right? They're holding the 2 cups, the masculine and the feminine energy, in this balance, the light, the shadow, the feminine, the masculine, the being and the doing, the release of the old and the creation of the new. But 2 of Cups also speaks about a beautiful relationships, reciprocation, reflections, right? A reflection of you and of them. Let me look at this. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. But I'm noticing subtle differences. It's also the lighting and everything, but beautiful. But beautiful, okay? Okay. So, but this tracks with the internal reflections, right? The reflection of what is within being reflected externally. You've gone through your process, you've made it there, you've succeeded, right? Your process of transformation, the sword is complete, right? If we're talking about forging here. And we've got the 9 of Wands, okay? The tending of your spiritual garden, the overcoming and integration of your shadow aspects. We've got the shadow figure and the connectedness with this line with your higher self and your earth star and your center and all of your fractured versions of self that need to be integrated. You do this through your spiritual practice because it is through that connection and dedication that you self-reflect, right? Why do I respond this way? Why do I act this way? Why do I, right? That's the first step. And then following that thread to the core, right? And then, or the plug, and then pulling it. There's a scene in Spirited Away from the Ghibli studio, which is a great film. But this Earth girl human ends up walking through a veil and ending up at a spiritual bathhouse. And she ends up working there. And this creature comes into the bathhouse, and he is just like this walking, seeping mound of gunk. And they get him into a tub and they fill the tub with water. And then she notices that there's like a thorn or something sticking out of the side of it. And so they grab a rope and they tie it around, and then everybody starts pulling. And eventually they all pull this thing, and one final pull, and it loosens the thing. And it turns out it ends up unfolding like a plug. And spoiler alert, it turns out to be it was a river dragon, but the river was so full of gunk. So all of the stuff that came loose once they unplugged from the thing that was stuck in there, right? That was kind of holding it all together. Gunk, garbage, bikes, shopping carts, all the stuff that gets stuck in there came loose. And then the dragon was free and flew off and left all its garbage for them to clean up. But anyways, so there's something about that, right? It's like, what is this? Oh, that's a tender thing. What's that tender thing? Let me get in closer, right? Get the proper tools, create the sterile environment so that you can really excavate and get in there and find the core root of the problem and figure out what needs to be done. Whether it needs love, it needs, to be healed, to be sewed up, to be stapled, whatever you need to do, right? But it is an important part of your legacy, okay? Your embodying of the abundance within. It was part of the process. Yes. It is the ancestral reward of your shadow work, is abundance, fruition, right? Look at this tree. How long did it have to grow before it started producing fruit? Look at the generations, right? And they hold the same kind of light and fruition that is growing on the tree. This is why it's legacy, right? Affecting many generations. And it's being followed by the Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is fast moving energy because you have succeeded. Your sword is complete. There's no need for it to keep enduring the same process because it's done, right? When the sword is done, it's done, and it's time for its next mission to move as one with the samurai and hopefully never have to be pulled, right? Okay. So that's beautiful. Whew. I think the Fae wanted to come in. Obvi, because we got a big fairy. I'm also getting grounding in any energy that is moving into you. So you may feel, because just like the spirit in my example, in the spirited way, what I'll do is I'll find the video clip and I'll attach it to the transcription notes, which I do, in case you're curious. It's on my website. Anyways, I'm getting to ground in the speed, okay? It's the same, like when he walked in, he was so literally bogged down, right? And he was like, and slinking. But once they unstuck him and released him, he flew out. He just, and he was out of there, right? And I feel like that's this, when you process and release dense energy, now you are feeling the weightlessness. I'm getting, when I was younger, my mom had these ankle and wrist weights that you would strap on, and I would wear them for a while around doing whatever. And then when I took them off, my legs and my arms felt like they were floating, right? There's this like blatant weightlessness. So I feel like in order to not float away into the stratosphere, it's important to ground to acclimate to your new weightlessness, so you don't fly away, right? It's because it is about the balance. Okay. Who that? Okay. We got two popping in. First, it was this one, which is also a 1. Whoa. Okay, unity. And I just realized we got 1111 because solace is 1, unity fairy card is 1, and then on the 2 of cups, right in the middle, we've got an 11. And the other one is a 36, spirit dancer. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Number 1. Sorry, that was loud, probably. Unity, union, mystical experience, and spiritual home. Unity comes first and last. In between, we have the illusion of duality, which we all believe in for a very long time. This apparent duality is ultimately shown to be an illusion, but it is an illusion through which we must pass, through which we must learn and grow, and then once again return to unity. You may have had mystical experiences where you have had true union with other beings, or even with the unity, the one who is all. There's connection, right? This is the thing. Unity within, unity without, right? Reflections. Okay. Such experiences change our lives, effectively showing us that the saying, "we are all one," is not only pious belief, but a statement of actual fact. We are not separate like the flowers in the field, but are one. The only way to reach this awareness is to surrender the small everyday self to the larger spiritual self, which is unity. Experiencing full oneness with the unity is transformative. Look at this painting. One observer notes all the power is focused in here, vast energies. It is as if all the power is looking for a place to happen. This is exactly what is going on. Unity is the energy of the cosmos still unmanifest, still without form. Here we see the dark and the light, masculine and feminine, active and passive, and other polarities. Beautiful confirmation. All expressed in balanced, energy-filled, vibrant union. Whoa, okay, that is this energy-filled, vibrant union. Okay, beautiful. All that is one, and that one is God, goddess, is the principle expressed. From this, all else derives. This is the source from which we draw our strength, our very being. Wow, rose. Starter reading. When this card comes up in a reading, it is asking to remember the mystical concept that we are all one, unified in a holistic universe. It reminds us to look at the needs and goals we have in common with others and to seek cooperation and community action rather than attempting to do everything on our own. Okay, this links us back to friendliness and your ability to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections, right? To achieve our goals, we need the active cooperation of others. And to get that cooperation, we must be helpful to them and willing to work with their ideas as well as our own. It suggests that we think of things in terms of equal partnerships rather than in lines of hierarchical authority. Unity also tells us that we have much to gain by remembering our own wholeness. Resolution of inner conflict is often necessary before we move ahead. It is important at this time that we work towards cooperation and reconciliation within and without. Seek the highest good of all involved, and not merely your idea of highest good. Ask the divine energy of unity to permeate and guide you. Beautiful. And 36, Spirit Dancer, self-expression, freedom, and exploration. Beautiful. The Spirit Dancer understands both sides of self-expression. In the first stage, we get our inner vision, feelings, and creative impulse out into the world through our art, whatever that is. Then our expressions are reflected back to us from the mirror of other people's perceptions, and we discover what our art awakens in them. First and most important for many of us, we learn, grow, and lead more satisfying lives if we have ways of expressing our inner world. Such expressions can be a way of helping ourselves better understand our feelings and experiences. Or they can be a way of getting pain out where we can look at it and let it begin to heal, right? Creative expression is a method of exploring our own truth, bringing it into the light so we can see it more clearly and maintaining sanity. The keywords here are explore, experiment, and express. As this fairy cryptically remarked to one oracle reader, the death of Spirit Dancer is perfection. That is cryptic. I don't get it. Okay. Second, creative expression is a way of sharing and letting others see more of our true selves. It is a way that we can reach out from this illusion of separation and reaffirm our essential connection with one another. When we share a dance, a painting, or a poem with others, we do so with the hope that they will see something of what we have put into it and that their experience will echo ours in some way. But if we have done well, we will be able to add something to their experience. At the same time, we understand that their slant on things is a bit different and that what they reflect back to us by their response will perhaps contain something we haven't seen about our own experience, a new insight, a different view, an expansion of our picture of reality. So this side of creative expression, the sharing part, enriches us in a different way than the actual creation. I have never written a poem or sculpted something without the experience changing me, and then changing me again when I shared it with others. This is something I've heard many others say, including many who do not consider themselves real artists or real writers. Spirit Dancer encourages us to take creative action from our place of personal power, the inner core of true feelings and understanding within us. She wants us to clarify our vision, find the creative potential that lies hidden in paradox, confusion, and chaos, and turn these into free-flowing, finely balanced, evolving order. She wants to aid us in making our best fantasies real. She also is very enthusiastic about helping us to learn to dance well with the fairies if we don't already know how. And if we do know how, she would still be delighted to dance with us just for the fun of it. Step out boldly, okay, and dance. I feel like that is her dancing. Nope. She's like, no, I'm dancing over here. Okay. Now is the time to focus and really concentrate on a project or process, especially one involving the creative arts. Spontaneity balanced by self-discipline will help us achieve our goals. Strive for elegance and simplicity. This is a time to bring out and share qualities that we have nurtured in private. Beautiful confirmations. On all the levels, okay? Yes. Okay. What do we got? We're doing good. What's that? Oh, whoa, whoa. Beautiful. It's the unicorn. Where the unicorn at? Reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity, right? Third eye pointing to the heavens. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers, maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. Beliefs, doubts, fears, aspirations. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. Beautiful confirmation, because we were talking about starts with asking the questions, right? Why do I feel this way? Why do I do this? Why do I push away people that I love? Why do I demonize others so that I feel justified in choosing myself, right? Okay, the unicorn in the sixth chakra. Six. Where's that? This one? This one? This one? Yeah. Avi. Okay. It's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Ajna chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and present, while this third eye peers into the future. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, and a little gorgeous. Okay, let's get a charm or two. Let's see. What we got? come out. Okay. Maybe a couple cards as well. Luck. Luck in the moon. And celebration. Okay. This is the spread today. What do we got? We've got your dreams. Something about your dreams leading you towards your legacy, towards the picking of the ripe fruit. Okay, we've got your soul tribe connection, this movement towards your higher calling and your connectedness. We've got the sun and moon kitty here with the balance. We got the bee, okay, being beautiful, but also reaping the rewards of your work, right? And your dedication. We've got the snail here. This is a process you don't want to rush, your shadow integration, because it contributes to your wisdom and how you move and utilize it in your day-to-day life. And we've got this sparrow here, and it's being drawn in by unity. Okay, the sparrow is a symbol that land is near, that you're getting there, where all of your soul tribe awaits you. Okay, is that it? That's all there is. Okay, beautiful, gorgeousness. Ground in this fast moving energy that you feel when you are enlightened, right? When you remove the dense weights and suddenly feel that weightlessness, be grounded and flow, right? And trust in divine timing and your connection. Look, it's pointing to the connected. Beautiful. Okay, that's what I have. Love and appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.